As I'm laying in my bed, right, and I'm trying to think of like the perfect thing to say, right, because I feel like that's what most of us try to do is we try to say the perfect thing, that magical thing, which kind of brings me to a point, right? Um, so probably 3 months ago, I was making pretty close to $30 an hour. Fantastic job. They were gonna send me to school to become an electrician, and me, like normal, I relapsed again, right? And this particular relapse took me to the point of having to go and sit in jail. Now, the thing about it is that you know I've been to prison so many times. I've been on parole so many times in two different states, as a matter of fact. And I've had so many relapses and so many fantastic jobs that it would almost lead a person to believe, that maybe this is something that's meant for me, right? But, throughout this whole process, man, I always get on YouTube and I always try to look to the people that I feel like are at a level, above me, who can show me how to get to the next level, who can show me how to address issues, right? And one of the hard lessons that I had to learn, I think, is that ain't nobody gonna show you what you really need to know. So I lost my vehicle. I'm responsible for my wife having to give back her vehicle because I put so much financial strife on the family. You know what I'm saying? By messing off my job because of my relapse, by having to go sit in jail and taking a second income out the house, by once again showing my kids and the people that love me and decided to surround themselves in my universe that I wasn't to be trusted. Look, this ain't no spiel about how I finally made a decision and now all of a sudden everything's grand. This is all the money that I have to my name. This is it, right? Who can teach me how to make that into thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions? Yeah. I don't think any person can give me no secrets on how to do that. And that's kind of, I guess, what I'm speaking on today is the simple fact of I feel like sometimes we looking for magic where there is none. Listen, I can run up and pick up a pistol and go out there and try to rob a person, a place, or a thing. I can go out there with my little chump change and go get me a sack of dope that, if I'm being perfectly honest, I'm a recovering addict. I'm probably going to end up using it and messing off the whole sack. I mean, just to be real, right? I can find me a hustle, but I got to remember, right? I got a family at home. Or I can go get me a job, and that requires somebody to hire me, right? Sometimes I want to cry because I'm looking around and I'm like, man, all I need is a shot. But homie, how many shots must you get before things have to become difficult? And I think that that's the point in my life that I'm at right now. Because I'm putting all these fantastic qualities and attributes on resumes and the jobs just aren't calling back as fast. Maybe it's because of the weather. Most of the stuff that I do is more construction or warehouse based or, assembly based. I'm just a normal dude, right? Been to college twice, dropped out twice. Because at the time that I was there, I wasn't ready. And now at the age of 46, it's hard for me to believe that I'm ready now. This ain't about nobody who's doing the most or doing their best. This is just about me. How do I get from zero to traction? How do I start to get some movement again in my life? And if you want to know the truth, at least in my opinion, with a couple of years under my belt, it's not no easy way to do it. I guess you can invest in a stock. Hey, you might invest in the next Walmart. But last I heard, you know what I'm saying, the people who got stock shares in Walmart back in the 70s, some of those people are millionaires right now. See, that's one of those things that is a skewed statistic. And what do I mean when I say that? Well, those people, when those stocks split, who are millionaires to this day, it wasn't just off of the stocks that Walmart gave them. Those individuals had to buy their own stocks, had to stick with Walmart, had to make good decisions, and had to be patient. And that's kind of how this life is. And that's kind of one of the things I feel like that, we are missing passing on to our youngins, right? Listen, the only way I'm finna get on my feet is to get on my feet. It's not no magic to it, man. I gotta wake up, fill out applications, get out there, make a burrito, make a sandwich, whatever the case may be, because guess what? My family can't be patient with me because those bill collectors ain't gonna be patient with me or my family. Bro, you gotta get out there and go get something. So I gotta work till I fall asleep. And I gotta wake up and I gotta be tired and I gotta have those wrinkles and those little puppy dog jaws on my face and I gotta go get to it again. Right? Well, I wanna get in shape. Look, I got a little something, right? But I wanna get something. You know what I'm saying? Big muscles, super cut. I wanna be that type of dude. So how do I do it? Well, Google it. Right? Google gonna tell you exactly how to do it. And then a lot of us make the mistake of not understanding that that's real. You got to change the way you eat. You got to increase your productivity in life. And you got to go and work out. Now, how deep is that? Because, so look, funny, right? How many of us can cut out sugar for the long term? How many of us can stop eating fatty foods and ultra processed foods and so on and so forth, right? The whole point of it is how many people can actually do just what you're supposed to in order to get what you're trying to get. It's impossible to get to $1 million until what? Until you get that first dollar. So, I apologize, man. I'm pretty sure that what I'm saying is kind of eclectic right now because, I have so many different layers that I need to address in my own life. Who am I to be sitting up trying to talk to somebody else, right? But what I will tell you is this right here. If you wake up tomorrow, you got a shot. I remember I heard a 2 Chainz song, right? And that boy say, man, if you woke up this morning, you winning. No, you not. I promise you not. But if you get up out there and you get to moving, you got the chance to. See, you can't coddle me no more. I understand what it is now. I've understood for a while. You know, when it comes to these drugs, I either got to stop doing drugs or not. And life has shown me, my track record has shown me, if I don't do drugs, I have a lot of successes. And if I do, I have none. I crash and burn. It's super catastrophic. You know what I'm saying? And I guess if this one goes anywhere at all, then I get up here and talk a little bit about credit. Because throughout this process, you know, I bubble my credit up from 450 to almost 700. I've done this like 3 times. And there wasn't no rocket science to it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't need to have no college educated dude explain this to me. Right? I didn't need to have a stockbroker tell me about bearish days and bullish days, and I ain't understand none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm undereducated. So I had to start understanding things on my level. You got to start where you're at, right? So if that means that you got to go work at McDonald's, then go work at McDonald's. But before you go work at McDonald's, I want you to ask yourself an honest question. Those hours that you spend at that job to make that $300 every 2 weeks as a grown person, having to work 60 hours in 2 weeks and having to spend 2 hours in the process of getting to work on the bus or whatever, and an hour and a half to get home and then going to sleep. So, bro, I mean, basically we talking about almost, 80 hours every 2 weeks, 90 hours every 2 weeks. You don't think in 90 hours you couldn't make more than $300? And that's the harsh truth of it all, right? Hey, look. You finna pay me $1,000 a week, I'm going to work. My family can live off that. See, I could take some losses for my family to live okay. I don't know, man. I don't even know, like, and you know, when I get on here, man, I think for me, I be having so much on my chest because I'm trying to stop being extraordinary, right? And I'm trying to start being extraordinary. And I haven't found one person yet to explain to me how to do it. And the big reason why I don't think anybody can explain to me how to do it is because if you really ask a person how they got to the level that they got to, I don't think most people can explain it. Because they don't know. Right? Out of the 10,000 people who going to graduate from 100,000 kids who going to graduate from college this year, how many of them going to make over 100,000 a year? By themselves, after taxes. Those skewed statistics. Because truth and fact of the matter is, it's going to be some of them kids who got out of college after a 4-year degree. There gotta be something more. Yeah, I don't need to love myself, right? I be hearing that. I don't need to love myself. But what I do need to do is I need to have expectations of myself, and I need to be honest with myself. So if I tell myself I'm going to do something, I need to do it. I guess I'm going to end by saying this. You can feel sorry for yourself. Don't nobody else care. Life don't care. Bills don't care. You can be happy. You can be the happiest burger flipping person on planet Earth. Guess what? You're still gonna flip burgers. You could be the best cash register technician on planet Earth. How do you get up to being a store owner? See, that's the thing about it, right? That's the part that we got to start working on as a people. It's the part that we were never told, the part that we were never taught. We got to start asking the questions in a different way, because if you ask the questions in a different way, chances are you might come up with some different answers. So, y'all have a good night, man. I don't know if this helped anybody out at all, but it gave me an opportunity to just vent. So I appreciate y'all letting me vent. Check out my page, Ransom. I don't even know the page name. So suffice it to say, just take a listen, man. And if you got some comments for me, I'd appreciate them. Y'all have a blessed night, okay?